As part of LGBTQ Pride Month, we are checking out how New Haven is celebrating this June, as well as other cities and towns throughout the state. Here to tell us all about those events, Patrick Dunn, who is the executive director of the New Haven Pride Center. Thanks so much for being with us, Patrick.
Thanks so much for having me.
Great to have you here. All right, first off, we want to list off some really great events that are happening in New Haven, but also throughout the rest of the state.
Sure. So, New Haven, we actually celebrate Pride in September when all the students are back. So throughout the month of June, we do two things. We throw some fun events, do some arts and culture, and then we visit all our friends across the state who are celebrating Pride. So some things coming up in New Haven. Next Sunday is our Day of Action for Racial Justice. It's a one-day mini conference that we're doing in partnership with our friends at the International Festival of Arts and Ideas. It will include a series of panels, some workshops, some healing spaces, and then concluding with a keynote with Dr. Justin Terry Smith, who's a doctorate in public health, talking about how racial justice, LGBTQ identity, and public health intersect. Later this month, you can come and see us on the New Haven Green, also with Arts and Ideas for a dragtastic journey, where we are taking a journey through a world similar to Lord of the Rings through drag and telling this kind of fantasy story. It was a special production that they actually commissioned us to do. But then otherwise, we'll be around the state all month. We were at Middletown Pride last weekend. We have Pride in the Park down in Norwalk this weekend. Of course, then there's West Hartford Pride and Black Pride and all of the various other prides around the state all month long. So we'll be busy.
Of course, you're busy. You're saying that your big event is in September.
Yes.
Here in Hartford, it's in September as well. But you're doing things every day for the community.
We do. We literally 7 days a week.
Right. Well, that's what your center is about.
It is. And I will say during the pandemic became 7 days a week. We were, we were 7 day weeks before, but now we really are. But yeah, the New Haven Pride Center, we're right in downtown New Haven, right in the heart. We're a short walk from train, bus, and everything else that you could possibly get to New Haven on. And yeah, what we say is everything we do fits into one or more of our areas of focus. So case management support services, arts, culture, and humanities, youth empowerment and education, LGBTQ plus advocacy work, and bringing people together for social experiences.
Talk a little bit more, not just about the services, but also the staff that you have there, because this month is all about, that's just every day, is creating the supportive environment that people really need and that they haven't been able to find anywhere else.
Yeah, well, the New Haven Pride Center, so we're celebrating our 25th anniversary actually this year.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Thank you. We were founded in the 90s as an all-volunteer org, and 5 years ago, the board took a chance and hired me as their first employee, and since then, we have ballooned to, we have 13 employees right now. We're about to hire 2 more, thanks to a special contract with the state to help them with some youth services. So we have been growing and growing and growing. Our staff doubled this year in size and scope of work.
And for folks who might be questioning, that center is just a really great place for them to go to have some discussions to help them, right?
Yeah, we do a little bit of everything. As a community center, I think it's important that we be able to provide space for everyone in our community, and provide that space through lots of different avenues so people can come the way they feel comfortable, right? Our community, there's so much trauma and there's so much folks telling people that it's not okay to be who they are. So we want when people walk in the door to feel like they're comfortable the moment they come in. So whether or not someone comes in through an arts program, for example, we have a gallery space. So people come in and can see art or come in and take an art class, or maybe they come in because it's the worst day of their life and they need help, right?
Just
whatever
someone to
talk
listen
to, right, exactly. And so we try to create all those different avenues for folks so that depending on how they come to us, they can come and find safe space.
And what would you say, because a lot of people know that they can go to these events, but what about other people want to do something on a daily basis on their own for Pride Month, just to help support anyone who may be needing it? What do you have? What suggestions do you have or advice?
I would say one of the best ways you can support the LGBTQ community if you don't want to go to a Pride festival.
Or if you do, and then some.
Right, and then some, exactly, is support an LGBTQ-owned small business. In Connecticut, we have so many LGBTQ-owned small businesses.
This is a really great point.
I'm a huge local vor. I love Connecticut. I love New Haven. Shout out to New Haven. But I love that RC is such a space place where there's so many LGBTQ-owned small businesses. Go eat at the restaurants that are owned by LGBTQ people that have LGBTQ chefs. Go shop in those businesses. They're everywhere. They're all around us in every small and large community here in Connecticut. So I think that's one of the best ways, because the reality is small businesses suffered a lot under the pandemic. A lot of them struggled to survive or maybe even didn't survive. Ensuring that we as a community, not just queer people, but as the whole community are supporting these small businesses, it's going to be how our community, the queer community, continues to thrive.
All right. Well, quick second, shout out a few of your favorites.
Some of my favorites: Bark and Vine in New Haven, Te Amo Tequila in New Haven, Salou in Hartford, fabulous restaurant in downtown Hartford. Oh my God, so many others. Blue Orchid in New Haven. I'm doing very New Haven right now. And big shout out to all the bars and businesses across the state that support our local drag communities, like the Shea in Hartford, Trevi and Fairfield, York Street Partners, Gotham in New Haven, Troop down in Norwalk, and then I forget the one in New London. I can't think of it. Duckside.
Real quick before we go, just recap the one that's happening in the New Haven Green.
On the New Haven Green, June 26th, Sunday.
Okay, so you can mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars. 8 p.m. Free on the New Haven Green. Last closing event of the International Festival of Arts and Ideas.
Good stuff. All right, Patrick. Thanks so much for
Thanks
being
for
with
having
us.
me.
Great to have you here to chat. And we'll have information on our website.